You are listening to the Educated Podcast.
Welcome to the Educated Apes podcast. Chaz is shaking his head. Is this not on record? It's on record. We're on a weird setup today because Chaz has decided to turn the studio into a fucking auto parts factory.
An auto parts factory?
Yeah, for your car. It's a spray shop. It's everything. So the desk's now piled under shit off camera. And I'm sat on a desk in like a...
You could just say like, oh, we're trying a new setup or something.
No,
but...
just be honest with the people. There's no point lying to them.
No, I know.
So I'm sat in a yoga pose nearly.
You said you've been doing yoga.
I have been doing yoga.
That's bullshit.
Why
Is
is
this
it
like
bullshit?
something that you... I don't know. Do you reckon fat people could live stream yoga online and people, I don't know,
I don't
tune
know
in?
people that are into fat people, mate.
No, not into them, just
Like chubby chasers.
like chubby chasers.
What's going on here?
getting a delivery.
He's getting a delivery in his back garden at a fucking... in the studio. I don't know what the hell has just happened. That is the weirdest thing that's ever happened on a show. We've just had a fucking delivery from the Cuddles collection because he's a dad now, or nearly.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, you are technically a soon-to-be father. But anyway, so yeah, a random man's just shown up and give us some stuff in the
He
studio.
must have thought, what the fuck are these idiots doing? As he looked through that like little porthole on the door.
That was a weird moment on the show.
That was very strange.
I've lost my train of thought. Fat people yoga. What you saying anyway?
What am I saying? No, I was thinking like there's a guy that used to YouTube himself like, what was he doing? He was doing something like either eating ridiculous amounts or just going about his day like a fat guy. He used to just YouTube himself doing like random shit like
Mundane
that.
shit.
Yeah, and got loads of people like either tipping him on live streams or something of the sort.
Yeah, there's like weird fetish people for everything, isn't there?
You reckon?
Yeah.
So people would tune in if you were doing yoga in your living room and live streaming it.
I don't know.
If it was a chick, like chicks would be getting views, man.
I mean, I'm not good at yoga.
So you haven't got that aspect down.
No.
What else are you bringing to the table? You could be funny about it, I guess. People could, I don't know, experience yoga through you, or be introduced to yoga through
I
you.
don't think I'm a yogi.
A yogi, is that? Oh yeah, that is what they're called, isn't
That
it?
is a yoga instructor. But no, that's not the vibe I'm going for.
Right, so that's not the vibe.
But I tell you what, it's fucking hard work.
What, just yoga in general?
It doesn't look hard work. It's fucking hard work.
What is hard about it? Where have you been going?
I've been going to my bedroom.
Oh, you've been doing it on the...
I've got an app.
Yeah.
The app's called Down Dog.
Yeah, downward dog.
No, it's just called Down Dog, the app. Downward Dog's a pose.
It sounds like you're telling a dog off.
Yeah, Down Dog. But no, it's an app and it takes you through classes and you can set the difficulty. You can set the skill level, the length of time, and all that, and then you just press download on your Wi-Fi, and then it downloads it on the iPad, and then you just leave the iPad on its little stand and watch it and do the yoga.
Yeah, I do it with my wireless earphones.
What?
That's future though.
Just listen to it.
Yeah. And don't
Yeah,
look at it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, right. Well, when you get used to like some of the poses and whatnot, then you can sort of do it just the audio.
Yeah, but they'll say like downward dog, Vishakarakara. Do you know what I mean? Like they just all these mad like Hindu words.
My favourite ones, what's that? What's your child pose?
Child pose.
Yeah, does it not have child pose as a reset?
I don't know. I can't think. What's your child pose?
Child pose is like a pose you go back to if you can't do the move, like, or it's just basically like your resting spot.
Right. Okay.
A lot of people's like on their knees with their arms limp by the side of them, or if they can't kneel. Do you know what I mean? Because like people
are fucking weird in weird ways.
so people can't actually kneel, which is, I don't know.
I could sit
That'd
like-
be worrying for me.
I can sit like this, cross-legged, like really tight, and then lie down and leave my legs on the floor.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody saying that was weird, that they couldn't do that, and I thought that was normal.
Yeah, I would assume that's not like overly I don't know, overly difficult.
No, I don't think I sit like that quite regular.
Yeah.
Like when I've got if you've been deadlifting or whatever, and I've got a bit of a sore back,
Yeah.
I like to lie on like a hard floor. But I sit cross-legged first and then lie back and leave my legs crossed.
Right.
I've always done it since I was a kid. But
Maybe it's because you're stretching them certain ways. It is like if you don't do something for a while, or you don't use a certain muscle, or don't stretch. Like how I just don't know how you could be someone that was so rigid. Do you know what I mean? And it's so hard to come back from that, from
Even
being rigid to start like getting flexible.
even at the height of my unhealthiness,
Yeah.
I could always touch my toes.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I can't imagine being someone who can't touch their toes. Or couldn't just like...
Touching your toes is a big one, isn't it?
Or just jump over something small. Like, you know, some people can't jump.
Yeah.
Just get that round, your head round that. Some people can't physically jump. They weigh so much and they're so unathletic that they can't jump. Like, do you know what I mean? I ain't going to set the world alight on the Olympic stage. But at the same time, I could jump. Like...
Getting tangled up in wires.
I could probably still
can relax.
touch the rim on a basketball hoop.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I could never do
I'm
that.
6'1" though, aren't I? So...
Don't rub it in, mate.
So with my wingspan, what's that? My hand should be like 9 foot in the air. So I've only got to jump a foot off the floor
Yeah.
to touch it. You know?
Is a hoop 10 foot?
Yeah.
See, I don't know that shit.
So I like when Shaquille O'Neal could basically hop and just dunk the ball because he was 7 foot tall.
It's mad when you look like on Facebook when you go, you know, when it passes you to the next video, to the next video, to the next video.
Yeah.
And you end up on some dude fucking backwards dunking a hoop or something. It's like, what?
Mate,
Like, how can people do that?
I'll
shit?
tell you what I've been watching recently. It's really good. Let me just pour a coffee though.
Yeah, go on.
I just need it. I do need
Do you want me to pour it and you can tell me?
Okay, you pour I have a bit of milk in mine. Don't start skimping on the milk. I've brought the cups. We've got new Educate Apes gear now. But I've been watching on Netflix, mate, and it's well worth watching. Coach Snoop. Have you seen it on there yet? Snoop Dogg set up an American Football League for youths, but in like impoverished areas. And he's big into his American football. And he's the coach as well as like he's got some professional coaches. These kids like legit, you know, because he gets like the kids from the ghetto, but like super athletic kids from the ghetto. There's like a few fat kids that play certain positions or whatever, but he definitely seems to be getting some of the cream of the crop athletes somehow for his team. Because they're like ranked 14th in the country or something.
Some like juiced up athletes that they've just found in the ghetto.
Well, there's like, I don't know. Some of the kids look normal,
yeah.
but they just seem to be ridiculously good at this American football shit. But then some of them look a bit like big. Do you know what I mean? They're not on gear out, but
Yeah, they're on that Russian
anyway,
program.
Snoop Dogg. Tell you what, Snoop Dogg's a G man. He's got this thing, and he's one of the kids. He finds out. I don't know how he finds out, but this kid's having problems at home because his mum's struggling to pay the bills.
Yeah.
He pulls the kid to one side and says, "Don't tell the rest of the team. Don't tell anyone. This is between me and you."
And the camera.
And the camera. Yeah. But anyway, he pulls him to one side. He's like, "Get your mum to call me. Tell your mum when you get home. I'll sort out a rent for the next 6 months.
Wow.
Just so you can concentrate and you'll feel a bit easier.
Yeah.
And she'll be able to get her shit together a bit, like get her feet back under herself." Do you know what I mean? He's doing some mad shit for people. Like he flies these kids around in like jets and like as a pimped up bus that they travel to games in. And
That sounds like a good what do you call it? A good
it's
idea for a show, really.
It's the only time of the day he doesn't smoke weed either.
Why?
'Cause he doesn't want to put a bad impression on the kids.
You think the kids would get a bad impression from him?
No, I don't. But he says some people's parents might not be into it, and
Yeah.
So
How old
that-
are these kids then?
13, 14.
All right, I see.
So he what's it called?
Keeps it PG for the kids.
No, they all swear at the kids and everything.
All right.
Like a coach would, you know what I mean? And they swear around him and they talk around him how they'd normally talk, but he just doesn't smoke weed when he's there.
Right, I see.
The only time they train 5 nights a week. He has cars that pick these kids up and take them to practice. Shit's legit, man. But it's a really good show. Really good.
Is it like week by ep by ep, week by week?
30-minute episodes.
Or are they just all out now? Like,
they're all out now, yeah.
all right, nice.
Really good, man. It's well worth watching because you get invested. I'm about 4 episodes in. I don't know how many's in the season.
Yeah.
But you get invested in these kids, man. Like, you want to see them do well and that. And then you start hearing about the dramas they've had. Like, one of them's mum got killed in a fucking hit and run with a semi-truck.
Jesus.
And then they've never caught the guy.
Wow.
And these kids are going through some dark shit, man. Some of them are like, one of the kids' dads was like a gang member his whole life, and like all sorts of weird shit. But like Snoop Dogg seems to be helping them at least.
Yeah.
It's really good, man. I'm enjoying it.
He is a cool guy.
But anyway, that was from the dunking thing. Snoop Dogg is doing 360 dunks at
What?
50. 360 dunks. He's playing basketball. He's got the kids round his gaff, and the coaches and that are there, and they're like,
Obviously, he's got like a full-size court.
yeah, he's got a full-size indoor court at his studio,
Jesus.
and he's playing basketball with the kids, man, like playing 2-on-2 with these kids. But he's playing,
Yeah.
and he's throwing up like 360 dunks and round the back dunks and all sorts of shit, reverse dunks. And I'm like, it's a 50-year-old man that
Do
smokes
they get
weed
done
all
in?
day.
I don't watch games. Do they come out in games?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people dunk.
What normally happens, because I like a bit of basketball. I'm not massively into it anymore, but I like watching it if it's on.
Yeah.
What normally happens is, say, like in football, you know, when you're on a counter attack. So if they coming up with a ball and someone steals it, and because you can give away points quite a bit in basketball, you know what I mean?
I've seen they can rack them up.
Yeah,
like-
so like if someone goes and scores, it's no point in you sprinting back to defend that in the first quarter if someone nicks the ball off you and they're running to the basket on their own.
Yeah.
They're never going to miss. There's no point you going busting your bollocks then. You just want to stay within sort of 10 points of each other and then turn it on at the end, really.
Right, I see, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When it matters. Because the scores will be like 112 to 106 or whatever.
Yeah, as long as you pace in with them.
So if you keep pace with a team and they're not completely blowing you out the water, you don't need to be sprinting back to try and stop someone scoring 2 points in the first half. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when people steal the ball, because nobody's sprinting back after them, they're running up the other end of the pitch and there's no defence, that's when people do stupid shit, you know, like, mainly. People will dunk normally all the time, but you never see people doing... You might do occasionally, you know, some freak like LeBron, or...
Yeah.
There was a guy called Vince Carter who famously jumped over a 7-foot-tall guy.
What? Like how?
He got his balls over his head.
What?
He put his hand on his shoulder as he was in the air, and the guy ducked slightly, so he probably lost about 3 or 4 inches, but he went over his head and dunked over him.
That's sick.
That was when America had the
America.
We were in the Olympics, and they finally let professional athletes play certain sports in the Olympics. And the American basketball team showed up, called the Dream Team, and just dominated. Like, Spain and them get somewhat close to them now.
Yeah.
Spain have got a really big... there's a few European countries that are big into basketball. 'Cause it's easy for kids in it outdoor. You build a court and people can play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not. There's no real limitations.
No,
except-
there's courts in England, but we don't really play.
No.
Like them football courts, people play basketball in Spain because it's a good game when you know, for even like people our age or whatever, as a workout if you're in a sunny country.
Yeah, and imagine there's
you're
a lot
running,
of sprinting.
there's a lot of
involved,
sprinting, a lot of fucking like it's a good game. Anyway,
You're trying to sell basketball.
no, but like back in the day, the Americans were that far ahead of everyone.
Oh, they were just.
They were
crude,
doing
yeah.
stupid shit like Vince Carter jumped over a guy's head, and then like
Imagine that's like a cartwheel pass in jiu-jitsu of the basketball world.
Yeah,
maybe
it's-
even worse.
it's like Messi going and playing against the Faroe Islands and picking the ball up off the goalie and then running the length of 11 players and
yeah,
pop but he's shit for Argentina. But you know what I mean. But these lads were just dominating back then. They always win the gold medal as well, and their women do. It's not really fair.
well, I guess it is.
Well, it is, but it isn't because
They have a culture that's built
around that
around
sport.
it,
One of them.
but there is a
sport.
culture around that sport in that country.
Yeah.
Like at the NBA, that's like the Premier League, or maybe even more so like the Premier League, like double the Premier League, because the Premier League of football is maybe said, I don't know whether they just tell us this because we're in the country or whatever, so we feel grateful. but it's said to be like the best style of football, or the most entertaining. Maybe not the best.
It's the
style.
most entertaining because it's the most competitive.
Yeah, competitive. Yeah,
because there's the most money in it.
yeah.
That's the only reason.
You're not going to watch like Celtic run away with the cup or.
Yeah, that's why this year it's been a bit boring, and this isn't even slated City, but because City have gone so far ahead so quickly.
Yeah.
It's got the towards.
If anything, more people are more concerned with who's going to come top four.
Or the FA Cup or everything else this year. Because I know after we lost to who was it? We lost to someone. We lost to Tottenham, I think, and then City went and battered Chelsea at the same weekend.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it and went, we can't catch them. If Chelsea had done them and we'd have done Tottenham, maybe. It'd have been like 9 points at the time, and you had like 10 games, 15 games left. But now, I mean, I'm watching it because I love watching football, but at the same time, the only excitement is that we're going to finish second, which is, you don't wear fucking no medals for second, do you?
No. You just, I don't know.
It's just
only
the best of the rest.
Are you full on with that? I've been having these conversations, obviously, with the first, second, third thing with I when I have a child, I just wouldn't want them to be grateful for coming. I mean, it's good to get it a lot with
where you get what alley you're in.
I don't know. Oh yeah.
No, well, what I'm saying is, if you were in a,
I still wouldn't be happy ever coming second. Like I wouldn't. Inside me, I would have wanted to have come first.
Let's say you
like you was grappling.
Of course, you wanted to come first, but let's say you went to the World Championships now as a blue belt or whatever.
Yeah.
And they was like the best blue belts in the world, and you got beat by somebody, but you won you come second. To say you're the second best blue belt in the world, technically.
Yeah.
Would be a fucking major achievement.
Yeah, but it's not first, is it?
No, I know, but you'd surely hold on to that somewhere. There'd be a special place for something like that.
Yeah, maybe
like a 32 man tournament at the biggest stage in what your sport you love. If you were to come second in the world, you'd be like, fucking hell, that's an achievement.
Yeah.
You'd rather have won the final, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question about that. But still, that's an achievement that I'd be fucking proud of the medal for. Like, you know what I mean? Not everybody can come first. Sometimes you're not going to come first, but if you can't be proud of your achievement then, like, you gotta fucking, in life at times, you're going to find yourself in, like, weird places mentally, you know, where, like, because you can't.
I think a healthy sense of competition, though.
No, that's great, but, like, a healthy sense of competition coming second at 32 is a pretty good result.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what I mean? That's still a healthy sense of competition. Obviously, do everything you can to win, but like I know, when I used to roll and that, I competed a couple of times. I come first twice, and then I won a bronze, silver.
Yeah.
And the silver, I thought I had harder fights in that, and I was almost more proud of it than the first gold.
Yeah, but then
because the first gold, I basically choked out some guy that had probably been training half as long as me.
Yeah.
At the time, you know what I mean? It was a bit silly. I got a bye in the first round.
Yeah.
And because there wasn't enough people there, and then I was straight in the final.
Yeah.
And then I choked some guy out that had already had a fight.
Yeah.
That was nowhere near as good as me at the time. So you know what I mean? But then in the other one, there was 18 people, and I come second.
Yeah.
Which was a load. Do you know what I mean? Almost a bigger achievement. The medal's a different colour, but I had to win 3 fights to come second.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? So
yeah, it's gonna mean more to you, innit, I guess.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
No, I had to have 3. I had to have 3 fights to come second. I won 2, lost 1.
Aye.
But do you know what I mean?
I'm competing in a couple of weeks, just at like a local one. Stuff like that. But I think I'm getting, the more I'm competing now, I think I'm getting like more okay with the nerves of it and like the whole.
They still freak you out, don't they?
Yeah. I was just like, I don't know. I just don't like losing. I'm one of them people that absolutely hate. If it could be anything, it could be something I've never done before, and against someone that's a seasoned pro in it.
Is that why you don't play FIFA?
I hate losing at FIFA. I always want to go across and like
throw a remote at someone.
Yeah, beat someone in something I know, so most I just like choke them or something, just like fuck you. Like, yeah, I'm just really like mostly overly competitive, which is the only place I'm not overly competitive. I think it's like work, but I think spirit's been broken and like there's levels to, like you couldn't put that much effort in. Do you know what I mean?
Some people do though.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. And then people, it's just like they're a different league, and I think that like late.
So you've accepted defeat.
I've accepted defeat in workplace. Yeah, maybe.
Really?
Just in general, like, because you look at people that you started around and see where they're at now, and you're like, yeah, they've done so much to get there. I most wouldn't have made the
How
sacrifices.
many dicks have they sucked?
I wouldn't have made the sacrifices that they'd made to get there. I most would have like preferred a. And my homework balance is pretty skewed. I think it's fucking. I'm gonna try and bring it back round this year, but. I look at them and I think, Jesus, like their life is work. Do you know what I mean? And I guess that's okay for them if that makes them happy. Like,
Does it?
It might do, mate. It might.
No, does
do.
it? I'm just saying, does it?
I don't know.
I
don't
can't
know.
imagine it ever make me happy. I remember one of the worst times I ever felt was when I was earning the most money
Yeah.
because I was doing mad hours all the time and I never knew where I was the next day. And like there was no sense of like a social life, you know what I mean? I didn't know if I was working the weekend until the day before, or
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was carnage, and like I remember I was always in a mood. Do you know what I mean? I was never happy, but I was earning loads of money.
Yeah. Money's not the be all and end all, is it? But it sure fucking helps. Like Snoop giving that woman her rent just so her kid wasn't worried, because you would be worried if your mum physically was struggling to provide. And it may not be their fault, but
And
You know.
there's nothing you can do about it as a child. At 13, you know what I mean? You just gotta sit there and watch it unfold. And
yeah,
hope
she isn't gonna want you to fucking quit and go and I don't know work on some cash in hand thing at 13 years old.
No. But yeah, it's so weird. What I like I say, I what's it called? I'd prefer to come first in everything I do. But I was never the most athletic. I was never the biggest. Do you know what I mean? I was never anything. Like, I was never the strongest person I knew. Although
No.
I'm reasonably strong. But you know what I mean? But I was never the quickest. I was never the best cardio. I was never the best grappler. Do you know what I mean? So, growing up, I always wanted to win. I tried my best to win. But if you don't, you know, some people are just naturally talented at everything they do.
I don't know how much I believe with natural talent. Yeah, I believe that people can pick things up quickly, but I think
No, there's
once
some
it levels out at a point.
There's some people, right, that could just, you know what I mean?
I feel like that's a cop out.
No, it's not a cop out because I'm not arsed. What I'm saying
No,
is,
I feel like it's a cop out in general, not yourself. I feel like it's a cop out in general in the world. Like, you know, like I wrestled for 5 years. I started BJJ October, August last year, and then people around that I've rolled with that have been doing BJJ for maybe a little bit more than me, but they haven't been doing grappling as long as me.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, "Oh yeah, but you're a good wrestler," or "Oh yeah, you do."
Yeah, but that's true.
Yeah, it is true, but
You're acting
but it's
like
not
that
hard.
isn't true.
It's not like it's not hard to decipher. It's not just they shouldn't just be so
Right.
defeatist about it and just
No,
be like, well, and then everyone's like, "Oh, well, wrestle it how do you get good at wrestling?" And it's just like repping it over and over again.
right,
It's
no,
just
but that's not what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm saying there's some people that you'll have met them. Your brother's one of them.
yeah. He's genetically, but
No,
before he
you could-
started grappling and going to gym, he wasn't.
Forget grappling.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. He can come and play ping pong now, right? He can never play ping pong. And there's some people
He's
that'll
actually
just
quite a maverick at ping
right.
pong.
Okay, but like, do you know what I mean? Or he'll walk in a pub and play darts and be all right at it. There's those people that are just all right or reasonably good at any
Do you
sport.
think it's the way they approach things though? Because they've found success in other things in their life. They approach things with a more confidence based. Do you know what I mean? They're not very.
No, but I'm
not
stupidly
fazed by
confident
shit.
at everything, even
Yeah,
though I
but
shouldn't
confidence
be.
in their ability, not confident as in like, yeah, I can entertain this whole room. More confident as in like, I'm just going to approach this with an open mind type thing.
I
That
don't-
sort of confidence.
But does that not stem from being
And the
good?
sort of confidence that they could just sit back and they could be half good at something.
Right, well, let's put it this way. My 3 little cousins are all the same age.
Yeah.
Right, 2 of them are twins, and one of them was the twin sisters. the mum's sister's kid, and they were all born about. They were all within like a year of each other.
Yeah.
Well, two of the twins are obviously on the same day, right? All of them, when they were young, granddad and dads got them into football. Tried to get them to play football.
Yeah.
One of them picked it up like that. He's really good, plays centre back, good lad. Yeah. The other two couldn't kick a ball straight from the minute that they were asked to kick a ball. But one of them could just kick a ball straight. As soon as you rolled a ball at him when he was like 3, he could kick it back to you. Do you know what I mean? Now, he didn't approach that with any preconceived thoughts of I'm confident in my abilities.
No.
He approached that as like, you roll a ball, my body mechanics are kicking that ball back to you, and I'm better at it than these two, even though they're older than me.
Yeah. Natural talent.
Right? So, it may be a psychological thing, but there's certain people that are naturally talented at certain things. Which
But you said everything.
No, but there
before.
is certain people. Well, like, take...
But I feel like that everything comes from just being good in one field.
Right, let's take Chris Hill.
And then they can move it forward into other fields.
You know Chris, obviously our friend Chris Hill.
Yeah.
Like, people don't know him, so it's a bit of a ridiculous reference. But Chris Hill, when we were kids, like, you'd go play rugby. He wasn't even into rugby, but he'd be good at rugby.
Because he's athletic.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So some people are athletic more than others. I'm not
but
saying
people
that's a cop-out.
Yeah.
But
then it's like body mechanics, isn't it? Like Nate's, my brother's quite tall, lanky, so he's got like...
better leverage in certain positions, but he won't in others. So there's always
Stuff
a way
like that,
round it. But like, what I'm saying is there's certain people that just, you can give them a sport or...
But I think it's a cop-out if someone sits back and goes like, well, I'm never going to be as good as him.
I'm not
because he's
saying that. I
naturally
never said that
talented.
you can say, I'm never going to be as good as him.
No, but
what I'm saying is if we both start on the same day,
yeah,
somebody will be better.
but you'll be able to work up to that point, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I believe that people that walk in and that are naturally good at things can become blasé with their approach towards them, and then they can slowly get chipped away until a person that may not have been as good as them catches up.
No, definitely.
And I think like it's just like natural to have like a, well, not natural, but it's just easier to have like a, oh, he's better because of X, Y, and Z, and I can't catch it. I'll never be able to be as good as him.
But there is certain things that you can't, and that's all down to natural ability. There's certain things you.
So you don't think
I don't
hard
think if you'd have
work
kicked a
could
football
outwork natural ability?
in certain scenarios, yes. In the world class stage, no.
Ever.
I don't think you could have spent your entire youth kicking a ball, right? And you would not be Lionel Messi.
See, that's the thing. No, that's where natural talent meets hard work ethic, though, isn't it? Like, because you can't say he hasn't worked for
right,
it
no,
as
I'm not
well
saying
as...
he has, right, but let's go with this then. I don't think if you took up fighting and you are skilled at fighting, especially one aspect of it, right? I don't think if you took it up as a serious sport,
Pulling guard, that aspect.
yeah, whatever, but you would ever be anywhere near John Jones.
Oh,
But he doesn't
yeah.
take it seriously.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
He does not take it seriously. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Everybody talks about him and says he shows up, does what he wants. You show him a move, 2 minutes later he's hitting it on high-level guys in a training session that haven't got a clue how to stop him.
All right, there's freaks. I concede.
Do you know what I mean? Or like, I might be strong for the average person, but I'm never going to be the mountain.
No, but could you not think that, like, from day one, if your aim was to be somewhere near the mountain, you could get there or thereabouts?
I could probably get up to a competitive level nationally, but I think to be a world's strongest man competitor, you have to be a freak. You have to be genetically different.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the size of Eddie Hall, right, who won World's Strongest Man, and it's, I mean, obviously a lot of it's steroids and weight gainers and all the other shit.
Whoa,
They're all on
allegedly.
steroids,
Allegedly.
mate. There's no chance they're not on steroids. You don't fucking deadlift a ton without being on fucking steroids.
Yeah, but I mean, you're saying that his frame came from that from
But
the
what I'm
get-go.
saying is, if you just look at him as a human, his wrists are probably twice as thick as mine. Like, there's just... Your frame doesn't matter how much you lifted, your frame would never pick up what he can pick up.
But from the womb, if my very aim was to be that strong,
No, because you'd
I
have
could
still
get
been 5'10".
near or thereabouts. You can still be strong at 5'10". There's still strong men at 5'10".
But there isn't any at the world level.
It's because they're not high enough to put the boulder on top of that.
Exactly.
The ball.
But that's all natural.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying is some people are just
I
very
get them.
good at
Have
picking
you not seen them
things up.
Chinese things where they break your shins and then extend them out,
But
and then let them reset and keep going.
Some people are just very good at certain things.
Okay, yeah, I said I concede there's natural freaks out there, but I do think that
At our level,
it's used
as a cop-out.
lot as a cop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a cop out. It's like me convincing myself that I couldn't get abs. I could.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's nothing physical that stops me getting abs. It's just putting the work in and eating right and fucking being consistent with it. And
Yeah, it's hard work. It's like what a couple of our friends put on Facebook. Sean Kidson always puts on Facebook, fucking, if it was easy, everyone would look good or everyone would do it. So it's not easy. Things that aren't easy, just I think people are put off from it and might be like, I'm never gonna get there because never.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
this guy's that or that guy's this, but it's work ethic is combined with natural talent.
I found I had that little bit when I first started grappling, with people saying, like, well, you're just bigger and stronger than me because I'm a big bloke. Like, you know what I mean?
But I'm a big bloke, you know.
No, but I am.
Yeah,
like,
no, I know.
But like, do you know what I mean? I'd have people go, you're just bigger and stronger than me. Well, yeah, I am bigger and stronger than you. But look at that little weedy guy over there because he taps me every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you ask me to bench press with him, I can bench press him and the weight he's bench pressing.
But he'll
still strangle me fucking 4 or 5 times in a 5-minute roll.
Yeah.
So you can say that, and if you want to live by that, like, I can't choke him out because he's bigger than me, just have a look at what fucking Marcelo Garcia did to Cyborg.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he took his back and fucking flattened him out and strangled him.
Yeah,
like,
leverage and technique and all that great stuff.
Yeah, now, don't get me wrong, in the majority of times, a very skilled big man beats a very skilled little man.
Yeah.
Those sorts of, especially at combat sports.
You got to get in your head as well that little guys have been fighting big guys their whole time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get used to rolling with bigger guys. That's what I used to love when I started grappling. I started grappling with a load of people that they were like literally knuckle draggers. Sean Kidson was one of them. A couple of others. Jed O'Hara owns a gym in Northwich, and led by Tyrone, this like band of people that used to train in crew.
Yeah.
And I used to just go, and it was like sprinting full pelt at a wall week in week out, because you just get fucked up. Like Sean would just knock me out like sparring when I'd never done anything before, or just like out grapple me, or just like take good pride in just dancing around and leg kicking me till I couldn't stand up anymore.
Yeah.
But I think it was just the
trial by fire.
Yeah, a little bit that what was it? The guy who ran the class, one of my exes, was an ex because she ended up cheating on me with him.
Right.
So I was a little bit like I wanted to like prove like I'm not like that much of a pussy.
Right. Okay.
So like that's may have been why I kept going back, as well as other shit. I don't know, but it was fun times. Looking back, it was fun. I think doing it was very sort of like, why am I here? But it felt right. I don't know.
No, that's one of them things. Like some people thrive in them.
Some people learn from just being the nail until they become the hammer.
But some people don't.
Need guidance. Yeah.
Some people like
that's off-putting. Like that'll get knock their head down, knock their confidence, and
some people can't just keep taking a beating and coming back. Like
I go hill sprinting with my friend Andy. Say that go. We used to go a lot. We've started again this week, and he was in the army, and he's the sort of person that doesn't react well to encouragement. You know, like, get up that fucking hill. Come on, work. He's just like not into that whatsoever. No. He'd rather you just say, like, oh, that was good afterwards, like, or just don't say anything. He prefers to just battle himself in his own mind. Whereas me, I work 10 times harder if there's someone next to me that I'm either competing against. I'm just competitive. Like if me and my brother go sprint a hill together, we'll stick side by side and we just won't let each other get an inch on. Do you know what I mean? Because you just don't want to get beat. And also I work well from people just screaming at me and giving me abuse.
I have to be held accountable because I'm my own worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Like I could.
Do you reckon if you had to, I know you wouldn't want to flood your Facebook with this or your Instagram, but if you made a page and you had to like post a photo every week of yourself topless, that would just like motivate you, and there's just people just giving you shit online or something like that. That sounds a bit weird, mate.
No,
I don't want to know what you and Pete
No, but I
Bell
sent
send
them
each
to-
other.
I sent Pete progress pictures because it was one of the things that he said, like, because you got to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah. But I like how Pete's just there judging, like, looking a bit flat this week, batch.
He's got one up on his wall, bless him. No,
He's just got, like, album of you.
But what I've done, like, because I've got Pete training me now, like, I didn't want to talk about this at first in case I just really didn't want to do it again. Like, on the show, I didn't want to bring it up as a big thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be, like, 2 weeks in.
Another failure. So you were scared that you would have quit and then fucking rolled off.
What I'm finding enjoyable about this, especially with Pete, and this isn't just me trying to advertise his business,
Yeah.
but he'll text me most days and be like, how are you getting on? How are you feeling? What's going on? Do you know what I mean? Have you done your workouts? Do you know what I mean? And, like, because I like Pete as a friend, like, you know, I met him through the podcast, but I consider him a mate now. Like, I don't want him to fucking know that I've been a fuck up.
Right,
know what I
I get
mean?
you. Yeah.
But then I don't want to lie to him because he's going to have to get a progress picture in next week.
I've been smashing it, and then all of a
Do you
sudden
know what I
you're
mean?
just like
So,
muffin
like,
top.
he's got to fucking see. He's got to know the scales. He's got to know. He wants me to measure, like, take the measurements, show with my chest, my waist, my thighs, my fucking calves, show all
I
that
think you
shit.
say you cock.
My cocky.
Fucking cock.
That's not getting any bigger. I've been trying.
Pete, it's just not growing.
It's just- But, like, I fucking, because I'm doing that now, it helps me. It's almost worth paying Pete just
to
for
judge
that.
you, yeah.
Forget the diets and the workouts and everything else he does for me.
Yeah.
It's almost worth the money just to have someone
To be accountable for.
that I'm accountable for that feels like a professional.
Yeah. And he did this when we were going fucking sprinting the other morning. I think it was Monday morning it was. He was off work, the psychopath, and he texted me and he was like, see you at 5:30. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that was it. And then I said to him when I got there, and he had the exact same experience. We both woke up, looked at our phones, and we were both waiting for the other person to can it. Do you know what I mean?
Can it? Just can the shift. It's raining. Knock it.
It was raining a little bit, and I said, "Fucking clocks have gone back, haven't they, mate? It's gonna be dark." Waiting for him to come back with too dark to run a hill or something like that. And then we both, no one, you know what I mean? It was like a Mexican standoff until we got there, and we're just like, oh, we might as well fucking do it.
Knock
now.
it on head, lads. But no,
But like accountability, I think that rings true of a lot of people. And then if you really go off the rails, if you're the sort of person that's just like, yeah, I'm a fucking fuck up and I don't give a shit who knows or who judges me, because like that's me. But then
Yeah.
that works for others as well. I don't know.
But like, what's it called? Like, the thing is as well, because Pete's keeping an eye on it all,
Yeah.
but he's not a complete cunt.
Yeah.
So like, I can say to him, like, I've got a wedding this weekend, right? So I know.
You getting married, mate? You never told
Yeah,
me.
no, it's on the quiet. Doing it on the slide like Rory.
Ooh.
That's not ooh, is it?
No,
that's
it's
what
just-
he did.
Yeah.
It's not a dig at him.
No, I didn't mean it as a dig,
Oh,
but
right.
now it's been portrayed as one.
But no, so I've told him, right? I've told him I'm going on a wedding. So Friday, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fucking write off.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I'm telling you right now, it's a write off.
Yeah.
But because I tell him that in advance now, like, he can plan for that. So he can say, like, well, what we'll try and do on Saturday
Is we'll do something different.
was we
we
may
might
what we
try
may
fast
do,
or something.
or what we may do, because you're gonna have an hangover and you're gonna want food when you've got an hangover, because that's how you are.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, what you might want to do, is keep your protein high, but have a fucking fry up. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because you can keep your protein and your fats and all that in there with a fry up, make you feel better. Maybe in the afternoon, instead of going and doing legs, what I normally do on a Saturday, go do a bit of yoga. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what you're doing, and then go sit in the sauna or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, go find something to do, or go hiking. He's like, you know what I mean? He'll say to you, go hiking. You're into hiking.
Yeah.
Do some other shit. Do you know what I mean? Or he'll plan ahead. Like, you know, when we were at the UFC, like, we went and stayed in London.
Yeah.
So I told him, like, I'm going to be in London, I'm going to be drinking with the lads, it's going to get messy. There's no point in me fucking denying it, there's no point in me pretending that I'm not going to drink. I'm only going to have 2 drinks, mate, honest.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Now eat a
'Cause-
load of celery, negative
yeah,
calories,
just
bro.
fucking, I'm going to drink and I'm going to have a kebab when I get home. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to do, because I haven't done that for fucking 2 months.
Yeah.
So tell him, and he's like, well, what we'll do then this week, he said, instead of having 3,200 calories a day, take it down to 2,900.
Yeah, we'll taper it. Yeah.
We'll take it down to 2,900 all week. That's fucking 1,800 calories there, extra, which is about 5 or 6 pints extra that you can now drink for the week and still be in a calorie deficit for the week. So then 5 or 6 pints plus the calories that you've got on that day anyway will be the difference between...
It puts you on track before you even got there.
Yeah, but because...
Makes it worth it. Makes you earn it before you even do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have... Now, I don't know. I think like everyone works like this, but they work on short-term goals. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get to this event where I'm going to be able to, I don't know, blow out or whatever.
Yeah.
So I need to work now until I get there.
And what he does as well, Pete, is he'll give you, like... So what he's doing is, I don't want to bombard you with loads of shit. Right? So he said, so I can tell you exactly why you're doing every exercise, for how many reps, every single week if you really wanted to.
Yeah, but that's pointless.
He said,
like,
but it's pointless. You don't need to know that.
Right.
He said, so what I'll do is I'll just give you tidbits of why we're doing bits and bobs. So eventually, you'll have maybe only a quarter of the knowledge of him, but it'll be enough to carry on your own life.
Yeah.
Without Pete being in your ear for the rest of your life, telling you don't eat that cake.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, go on, eat that cake today, lad. Like, you know. So that's what. I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it, and I'm getting strong again.
Yeah.
Like that's all fucking muscle memory and all that shit. I think that's what Pete said.
It's always good when you go back.
Yeah, strong man.
I still haven't been to the gym 18 months and not gone,
Jesus.
not lifted weights, except for kettlebells and pull-ups and stuff like that and grappling. But
I'm back over the 100k on the bench.
wouldn't even know. I've only graced it once and I didn't even get it all the way back up. So
Did you half rack it?
I had a friend spot me for the rest. You know that one where I didn't even help, bro, but he definitely
But
helped.
his fingers
Yeah.
looked like they had their own biceps. It's just one finger, lad.
I've ended up going away from the shaved haircut and gone to a classic like normal
I
haircut.
told you.
I know. I was in the hairdressers today and I saw something that I never thought I'd ever see in my life in
What?
the hairdressers. So the guy next to us, he's finished his haircut and the woman's doing, that where they get the special brush out to brush off your hair and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
The special brush.
well, it's like they
I
put
know.
a bit, some people put
Put a bit of talcum powder on it and just give you a
that.
really fresh look at the end.
I just don't get it. Like,
It's all about freshness.
just brush it off.
Yeah.
And whips the thingy off him and then gets the mirror out, puts it behind him, shows him,
I know what's coming. I've never seen it myself.
and she goes, "Is that right?" And he goes, "No." He said no to the classic. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I thought, I was like, There's no one else heard this guy. I was looking around like, this guy's just said no
What
to
did she say?
what every guy would turn around to and go. The classic, just like, yeah, that's good, thanks. The back of my head. I was thinking, this guy knows the back of his head meticulously because
What
like
did she say?
this must be the first time he's seen the back of his head in like 3 months since his last haircut, most probably.
Yeah. What did he say?
He was like, I don't like it squared off. I like it like tapered at the back. So she had to like bring it in a bit and like create a tapered sort of look for him.
Okay.
Which must just be like resetting his hairline. So in a couple of weeks, it's just going to look ridiculous. But this guy was just like,
What haircut did he have?
just like bog standard, really. Bit
Short
longer
back
on
and
top.
sides.
Yeah, a bit longer on top than your average short back and sides. But
But he's probably one of them lads that takes an haircut once every 2 weeks.
you reckon?
So his hairline's always immaculate. Do you know those people?
I can't live like that.
I used to go every week to get one all over.
You have a guy at work
Have
that'll
it lined up.
come in and be like, my hair's dead long. It's so fucking. I'm booking the hairdressers, and I'm like, didn't you just get your hair cut?
I used to go every week to get a one all over, a skin fade one all over.
Yeah, but that's something you have to keep up
and
with,
have it
though,
lined
innit?
up. But every week, £10 a week.
That's
just
something you
have it
have to
lined
keep up
It's
with. though.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. $520 a year just for hair.
And weirdly, it was back in my stoner days when I didn't really give a shit about much, but my hair had to be on point. And I used to have a joint before I went to the hairdresser.
Do you not think,
and then
though-
sit there like, "Ugh."
Do you not think though that like hair gets to that stage where it just looks out of control, and then you just like have to recut it or whatever?
Yeah.
I was going through that like Jax Teller in season 3. You know, like the ratty look that like where he went from short hair to
Yeah.
swept back.
So I was going for I was going to go for the almost half a Jax Teller. I was going to go for like guy who plays Khal Drogo, but not when he had his really long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Thor haircut type thing. That's what I
Yeah.
was going for. And I got to that stage, right, and it was 2 weeks ago, and I was like, at the UFC, a wedding, Shireen's birthday, and something else all in the next month. And I looked at my hair, and I pushed it all back, and I looked at it again, and I thought, the back of this looks a fucking state. Like, there was bits like, do you know, like where it was trying to get long on the back, the bit
Yeah.
that's never long.
Yeah.
And that was all sticking out, and I was like brushing it down, it just pinging back up, and I was like, I can't go for the haircut I wanted. What I need is to
They go through them rough patches, innit, where you've got to like,
You've got to
no
muscle through
confidence
it.
in it.
No,
Yeah.
there was just no. It was probably 2 months away from somewhat that I could brush the whole thing back,
yeah.
and it'd have been all right. But I was 2 months too late. Like, I'd grown it for 2 months too short, and I had too much on.
Yeah.
And I was like, what you need to do if you want long hair, if you want to give it the Jax Teller look, what you really need to do is have a year off travelling.
Just not give a fuck.
Just like I'm gonna bum about on the beach and like give a fuck what my hair looks like, and then
Yeah,
you come
true
back
that.
and you've got that worldly traveller haircut with a fucking
With a different
sick
perspective on life.
sick man bun and weird nightmares from all the
I think traveling.
hallucinogenics.
Do you think traveling's losing its thing now because everyone does it? It's like, it's not as like, oh my god, he went away for like, I don't know, 3 months or something. It's more.
I think what it is now is
there's levels to it.
I think that the people that you're still fascinated by are the people who do it on a shoestring budget, because I'm sick of seeing kids going to uni,
Yeah.
taking the full student loan,
Yeah.
living at home with their parents, and then after 3 years at uni, going to Australia for 12 months while working in a call centre in Australia, but going on like they've fucking been on the fucking hippie trail and discovered themselves, and really, you've just got pissed in a different country for 12 months. Which, look, don't get me wrong, I would have
Sounds like a good life.
I'd
yeah,
have loved
but-
to have got pissed for 12 months in Australia. Like, I'm not knocking the hustle of living in Australia for 12 months at all.
No.
And obviously, being on the other side of the world, you probably do find yourself a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you've got it's not like you can ring your mum and go, "This is all too much, I'm coming home."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so fair play, it's still a big step, but it isn't like it was.
No. And the world's a lot smaller. Now, I feel like the world's getting smaller like every year. So.
It's like back in the day when people were doing it and they were like picking up a little bar job in Spain for 3 weeks, you know what I mean, cash in hand, and then next minute they're in fucking Austria and like bumbling about, and then before you know it they're in South America somehow because they've got a freight ship.
Yeah, it's them ones as well where you don't hear from them. Or, like if I'm seeing you do what you're doing every day, I'm just sort of like,
All right, you're on a big holiday.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But it's like, do you know what's made it different and shitter? I think not shitter for the person doing it, because that's probably still great. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not knocking it. It'd be fun. But I think what's made it shitter is social media.
yeah,
Because what you're doing is you're taking yourself to the other side of the world to go find yourself, to go do whatever you want, whatever your goal is. That's where you're heading to do it, which I've got no problem with. Fair play to you. But then you're talking to all your old mates every day. It's not like it's like
so you may be staying in sort of the same social mindset.
you're keeping that very small social circle. You're making new friends and that. You are, because
Obviously
you have
getting other
to,
experiences, yeah.
But like, you're still bringing that all back to your mates, but in chunks, not in one. So like, I remember when Andy, we were talking about Andy before, was in Afghan, and he rang me about 3 times while he was in Afghan, 4 times, and he was out there for 6 months. So like,
You actually have something to talk about.
I was like, shit. Like, when he rang me, I was like, oh shit, I get to talk to Andy. I haven't seen him in months.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Oh fuck, like, how are you, lad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it alright? You're fucking safe and all that. And obviously he was at war, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
In the regards of, it's not like, are you alright? You didn't do too much blow last night. Do you know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
at the same time, if Andy had, it's just as an example, if Andy had gone to Thailand for 12 months and not, like, when Pricey come back and when Brownie come back from travelling,
Yeah.
I was excited to listen to their shit because they weren't messaging me while they were there.
No, you were even with Brown and P. Both of them, you were like, I'd see my friends and I'd be like, has anyone heard of P? Like, is he all right? Is he?
I heard of P once because I seen him put that he checked in at a new city,
Yeah.
and it was a city I'd been to, and I had friends there that I made when I was there.
Oh yeah, you told
and I
us,
tried to
yeah.
connect him so he could go meet these fucking motorbike gang.
Yeah.
But that was the only time I heard from him in 6 months. And like when Brownie, I didn't hear from Brownie for
Basically
was
the
it?
whole time.
a whole year.
Yeah.
Didn't hear from him once. And then
Yeah.
he come on the show. And I was like, shit, I need to hear about all of this. But like some people go, and it's just one giant Instagram post.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And like, fair play, you want to share your stuff, and you might be getting more followers, or you might be doing whatever you want to do. Like, and I'm not knocking that, but when it's just one giant Instagram post, when you come back, all I'm going to talk to you about is a picture of Everest look cool,
Yeah.
or
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
I saw friends I hadn't seen in 5 years about last month, I think, and I think all of us subconsciously were like in our heads thinking, what have I seen on his social media that we can talk about? Instead of like going up to him going, so what have you been up to? I was more like, oh, I saw you went here, or I saw you did X, Y, and Z. How was that? Do you know what I mean? Because I'd already felt like I had a bit of background. It sort of reminds me more of that Black Mirror where they're scrolling and they can see in their heads their, what is it, whatever their profile thing was, and they were like, these two women are in a lift, and she scrolls through like the history of photos and goes, oh, how's your cat, or oh, how's this? Do you know what I mean? Because they can see it. I feel like when the internet becomes in our head, we're gonna have like little profiles of everyone.
it's just like, I'd rather go and sit down with an old friend, have a beer, coffee, whatever you're going to do, and go, what have you been up to?
yeah,
Like, the perfect one is, I've got a lad I grew up with on his street, right? We grew up on the same street. Got married recently. He got married abroad, so I couldn't go. But I texted before he left for wherever he was going, Tenerife.
yeah.
Texted and said, have a good trip, mate. Good luck on the wedding. You know what I mean? I'll speak to you when you're back. Then I spoke to him today on the phone, and I was like, how did you get on? Like, yeah, it was great, mate. But like, other than, because that was his wedding, right? But if he hadn't, it's a bit of a weird example, if he hadn't been going on a wedding, I wouldn't have known he was, because the only reason he's got photos on Facebook, 'cause he doesn't put shit on Facebook.
It's because he got married.
It's because he got married, so it's a weird one. But if he, say I hadn't talked to him since 3 months ago, right, and then it's now 3 months later, I wouldn't know he'd been Tenerife, bar the marriage.
Right, because he doesn't put it up.
Because he doesn't put it up. So I
Yeah, but then are you saying like that for social media isn't what you should use it for? I don't know.
No, but what I'm
should you
saying
use
is
it
I get him
for?
on the blower, and I'll be like, right, we're going for a beer or whatever, I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, and then you'd find out.
And then I'd find out, and then we'd have a conversation about it.
But then
And I haven't got a preconceived, that holiday looks nice.
yeah.
Like, oh,
I think there's the classic people though. Like, I follow you on all socials. I don't see too many posts.
dog, normally.
Yeah, I don't
Your
really
dog and
see
hiking
like a
photos.
hell of a lot. But then I follow some people, and I feel like I'm gonna know what they're doing every day, and I don't mind that. That's how they use it. Do you know what I mean? People use that Instagram story.
I'm not knocking
Some people
that.
don't.
I'm
I
not
don't
knocking
know.
that. I'm not knocking
I
that
think
at
we're
all.
getting used to it, aren't we? We're just dipping our toe in this social.
I
Like,
like a conversation to find out what my friends have been doing.
even though I've been on Facebook since 2008, I feel like I still don't know what I should be putting on it.
Nothing.
I don't there, but then some people put everything, and then I don't know. Do you feel like you know them people better?
I feel like
Like a friend, I don't know. I don't really know any friends that are like heavy on it that I count as friends or whatever. But say you have a friend that puts everything on there. Do you feel like you know them better?
No.
Or do you feel like you see a lot of what they're doing and that's about it?
I feel like social media is good for
Yeah, I love the connect. Like
connecting friends.
we go camping every year, a massive group
Yeah.
of us. And we use that site. I'm thinking, how else would you be able to get in touch with all these people without using that site? You know what I mean? Like, you have to get all their numbers, you have to text them all. It'd still be a group text, or it'd be individual. Someone would have to do all the legwork to speak to every one of these people.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't happen.
No, it would be
But-
clunky. So
so
Facebook,
It's great
Facebook
for that.
gives that. Yeah, it's
great for that.
facilitates that.
I use Facebook now, right, as a boredom killer if I'm really bored.
Yeah.
Check for events. Like, people have asked me to go to things. And then all I do now, if you ask me to go to something, I look at my phone calendar, I'll go, right, I've got nothing on that day. Yes, I can go. Go in.
Yeah.
So you know, for your numbers, and then I'll add it to my phone calendar.
Right. Nice.
And then that's it. Like, and then I've told you I'm coming. I'll be there. Do you know what I mean?
It's just a procrastinator, isn't it?
That's all you need.
If you go on your phone now, does it tell how it tells you how much battery you've used on each one, doesn't it?
Mine'll be ridiculous today.
Go on, let's see it. No, it's like last. It might be last 24 hours. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but today, mate, I've been sat in the van.
So you go on settings, battery usage. It's just downloading. Yeah, mine's classic. Mine's like
Settings. Where is it now?
settings, battery. It's like we're on iPhones,
Battery,
by the
yeah.
way, for people that are listening.
Battery usage.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Oh,
What's your
mine
top?
Mine feels so much better than I thought.
Mine's like so social. It's unreal. Go on, top one. What's yours?
33% podcasts.
Jesus, boy. God. Podcasts is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th on mine. 8th. This might just say what I'm like. I'm just like a secret.
Last 7 days.
Secret social whore.
17% of my battery's gone on Twitter. 14% on Facebook. 10% on podcasts.
Gee. Is that last 5 days?
7 days.
Oh, look. Yours says last 7. Mine says
Yeah.
last 5. Wonder what that's about.
And then have you
Oh,
got
it goes on screen hours in the
Oh,
last 5
shit.
days. That is grim.
right. So on screen,
Last 7 days, yours.
last 7 days. What's your longest?
Facebook.
Go on.
5.9 hours.
Mine's pretty bad, you know. Mine's Twitter, 6.5 hours in the last 7 days.
Ooh.
I
That's
love
7. That's 5 days for me.
Oh shit!
I
I got
know.
5.5 hours on Facebook.
But is that Saturday? Because I watched.
How weird's this though? Podcast
Yeah.
is third, right? 10 minutes on screen, 11.6 hours in the background.
Mine's 8.7 background.
Mate, I listen to so many podcasts.
We're just like podcast whores.
So all I do, I get on the van, podcast. I get out the van, in my earphones.
Yeah, commuting podcast, walking podcast, cycling podcast,
Yeah.
doing shit around the house.
I listen to a podcast on the way to the gym, then switch to music in the car park, then after my workout, switch back to the podcast.
But my top 5 days, it goes Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, podcasts, texts, WhatsApp.
Are we talking time or battery?
They're the
now?
same for me, I think. They don't.
Mine's podcast, Instagram, stupid game, Safari.
Stupid game is what game?
Oh, it's called One More Brick.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's just some fucking addictive little puzzle game. But yeah, so it's podcast, Insta, One More Brick, Safari, Twitter, Facebook, phone. That's mine.
6 hours over 5 days. What's that a day? Half an hour? No, that's less.
6 hours over
It's
5
over an
days
hour
is
a day.
1.1 hours.
Yeah, over an hour a day.
It's exactly 1.1 hours.
I feel like, though, some of that was watching a grappling event.
To be fair, my Instagram
stream,
today's
but-
second, but then my Instagram today, I watched Brendan Sharp's thingy through it.
Oh, really? Like on the internet? Like,
Yeah,
type
because I
thing?
watched his story,
Yeah,
then
and it
swiped
swipe
up,
yeah.
and then watched the whole show while I was on my dinner at work.
Yeah.
So, that's half an hour of Instagram. But
Should you curb that, or do you think that's unhealthy, or do you think it's just...
I think you should... What I try and do, is if I'm in the presence of another human...
Yeah.
and there's a conversation going on. Like if I'm in the van with the lads and we've
be
had
on my phone,
and we've
yeah.
had our conversation for the day and we've had like well not for the day but you know what I mean, like we're not limited.
No.
But there's nothing
Lads, that was it.
right, we're
speak
eating
again tomorrow.
we're eating a dinner and then nobody's really saying much.
Oh, no, you have a little browse.
So I'll just go on my phone. But if I'm sat with you like this and I'm trying better with like Shireen and everyone, if I'm sat with yous, I'd put it down.
Yeah.
If we're talking.
Yeah.
But if you're watching some shite on telly, say we were just sat here watching telly, and we weren't really talking much, then I'd probably go on it and look at shit.
Yeah.
I'm dead ADHD with shit though. Like I could be watching the TV, and I still have to look at my phone. Not because I'm addicted to my phone, because I have to be doing something with my hands. So
Get yourself like some juggling board, a
I
Rubik's
don't know
Cube
what
or
I do.
something.
I have to be fucking about with something. Like I can't just sit still. Like I don't like sitting still.
No.
Strange. Like I'm I don't know if it's strange, but it's
I cut down my phone time a lot with getting the Apple Watch, but I don't feel like that's any better.
no. All you've done is just change the location of the screen.
Yeah, but this is just more like you can see a notification and then
It's just a
Yeah,
bit
like
more
if you
Star
re-
Trek, innit?
if you reply to a text on here or you just acknowledge a text, then you don't end up like going off text and going straight to Instagram and just quickly refreshing it or go, do you know what I mean, or a little scroll on Facebook. You don't have that next thing.
Do you do the routine in the morning? Your alarm goes off. You turn the alarm off. First thing you do. Did you put the phone back down and get out of bed, or what do you do?
I have to get out of bed and out the room because my other half is a light sleeper, and I don't like. At the moment, she's pregnant, so I don't want to wake her. But normally, I would go downstairs. So my kettle goes on, and I'll fucking just while the kettle's boiling, I'll go on Facebook
So
or
mine-
Instagram.
First thing in the morning, alarm goes off, wake up, turn the alarm off, quickly check the news on Twitter.
One more brick. All right, yeah.
Quickly check the news on Twitter. Don't go to the feed.
Right.
Directly to the news section. You know, little.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Is that like your newspaper?
because what I'm saying right now is that nobody I care about has tweeted anything important
Oh, in the last
between the hours of 10:30 and fucking 5 a.m. when I get up.
Yeah.
So I don't need to see that right now. I'll check that after breakfast.
So you consciously make that choice, though.
Yeah, so I go straight to that. Has anything weird happened that I need to read?
Right.
Because I like to know. Like
That's why I get texts off you in the morning, like fucking Hawaii have had a bomb scare, or they've
Yeah.
had all them, or fucking this has happened.
at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's why you get hammered.
Yeah.
Because Shireen's still asleep.
You want someone to talk
So I was
to
like,
about
shit, he'll be up. Yeah, quick. Look, Donald Trump's been a cunt again. So, and then I do that. Then I'll have I've turned my notifications off on Facebook, and that was a dream. It's
Oh,
the,
mate, I'm gonna have to move to that.
mate, it's the biggest one, right? It's the best one, because then all you do is when you're on your phone, you occasionally go, wonder if I've got any notifications.
And then they're all racked up.
They're all
You
racked
feel
up.
that important.
And no, it's better than that. You could then scroll through them and go, bullshit, 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 event. Click it. Bullshit, 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 tagged in a post. I'll look at that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You could categorize it. Whereas if you keep getting notifications, what you get is you have a new Facebook notification. So you click it.
Yeah.
And
You
then you
pay
find
them all more attention.
And you're wasting your time on shite. Like, I read through it and go, some bird I knew fucking 10 years ago called Kerry that I don't even know now, but she's still on my Facebook and I can't be asked to delete her,
Facebook know her.
has posted in Crew Buy and Sell.
Yeah,
I don't
I
need
love them
Kerry's
ones.
old kids' clothes or fucking cupboard. So no, I'm not reading it, Kerry.
But if I see them, I'm like, is that cringy? I want to see if they've posted something like super cringy.
Like 50p for a fucking old crayon.
Your
or whatever they're trying to sell.
One of your exes sold like all of her clothes, and I was just like, oh god.
Size-
Like maybe hard times, yeah. I
Size
sort
10.
of understand or whatever, but
£1.
do you need that?
No, I
pound?
don't understand. No, mate.
Do
You
you
do
need
no,
that
no, no, no,
pound?
no. It's nonsense. You're not hustling. You're not like
Gary Vern.
you're not
that
Gary
says,
V, right? Like, I get that. You
He
know,
says,
you
yeah, you need to go flip shit or whatever.
You
but
come in here and right, Gary V says go flip shit, and we can walk in here and go. If we're being real serious about it right now, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna get rid of some shit, and we're gonna try and make a bit of cash.
Hey mate, this is my shit. Don't touch that.
No, but what I'm saying is we can walk in here and you could sit here and go, odds on me needing 2 axes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, right, so we'll get rid of one. Do I need a fucking, I don't know, do I need a rocking chair? I mean, this is your kid's room, but whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be 20 quid. That might be a tenner. Like, can I live without it? And if you were completely honest, your baby can live without this. If you were trying to flip shit. Do you know what I mean?
Whoa.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, do we need a basket there, or could I just pile the wood up? I could probably get rid of the
No,
basket.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is, that's what people do that are trying to make a bit of quick money. But when you're selling things for a tenner, 20 quid, quick money, you know what I mean? Not, do you want an old pair of jeans, only wore 57 times, for a £1, will deliver. Like, do you know what I mean? Well, if you're going to fucking deliver the jeans for £1, you might as well not fucking sell them.
Have you seen that
Unless
one
you're going to jump on your push bike and push back these jeans to the other side of Crew,
Yeah.
then that's wasting more time than it's fucking worth anyway.
I was giving, when we moved in, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast, but I was giving away like lampshades and shit in our house, like hooks, like random things that are around the house that I was just never going to have. Didn't want to clog the bin up with them, so I sort of just put them by the front door or literally on the front, took a photo of them and posted it in there and said free, it's at this address or whatever. And I felt like it was a little bit of a social experiment, like what sort of people would turn up just to grab like this random shit, like a load of mirrors that were like on the wall, that were like those little square ones that make one big mirror. Just couldn't be arsed obviously to put a price on it. Didn't want to bin it all because it was like perfectly brand new. No one I knew wanted it, so I was just like, free to a good home. But I guess, I don't know, it's become a legitimate marketplace, but
That's
it's also
fine.
become
No, that's fine.
but it's also become a way to find
Just-
out which one of your friends is a
just-
little bit cringy.
Just value your time a little bit more.
I know. I do. I go on there every it comes up with a notification, but I don't actually know what for, and it'll just be like someone's put a new, because I follow a load of van websites from a camper van. Someone's put a T25 camper van on, and then I'll scroll through like just the stuff people selling on Facebook, and I'm just like,
it pains me.
wow.
I think there should be a limit.
What on what you can sell?
Price limit.
Someone at Jiu-Jitsu added me on Facebook, and he was a legit, like, he sold every like knockoff shit on Facebook, and I had to get rid of him. I had to unfriend him.
Why?
I told him in chat, I said, I have to unfriend you because every so often I just get notifications every day of the stuff you're selling on Facebook, and I just don't need it in my life.
So why don't you just click unfollow and leave him as a
I
friend?
clicked unfollow and it was still coming up.
Jesus Christ!
I don't know how.
It's relentless, and I don't mind people selling an old phone or people selling anything of any monetary value.
Yeah,
but if it's less than a £5 and you're going to deliver it, shut the fuck up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody.
How much is Facebook stealing shit off charity shops now? Because people still feel like they can flip it.
Because people are trying to get 50p for an old book. And it's like an old book. It's like the Wiggly Caterpillar. Only been chewed slightly on one corner.
It's a classic.
50p. Like,
it's got to be worth 50p.
Fuck off.
Gary Vee would be proud.
Fuck off.
I love it, man.
The people who are buying off it as well could go to a charity shop and buy them for the same fucking price and get and support something.
It's like an online car boot in it, but without the good stuff, like without the hot dogs and
the fun.
Oh, but then you don't have to get up in the fucking freezing cold
on a Sunday morning listening to some dickhead trying to fucking thinks he's Del Boy. There's always one of them, isn't there?
Del Boy wrote the fucking blueprint.
Oh,
but you see on there how much he failed with all this. I know when you text me saying, "Oh, we need to buy," a while ago, you were like, "Oh, we should get like such and such at wholesale and then flip them." And I was just thinking like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna end up with like loads of these items around my house." I know a friend.
Do you know what? I thought about doing it.
I know a friend
text you
in his. Oh, go on.
Because what you are is my filter.
If something's stupid, I just blatantly point out the stupid part.
What I do is I have these mad thoughts, like some shit goes through my head. I thought of a movie the other day.
Oh yes, you're going to start writing scripts.
I dreamed of no, I'm not going to write a script because I can't write. But I dreamt about a movie.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine like Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, sell it to me. Right, Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood type Bloods and Crips characters.
Yeah.
Right, I don't know where this has all come from in my head.
Yeah.
It was before I started watching Coach Snoop, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right, but I had this vision. Imagine Boys in the Hood type characters, but in like an action comedy, like an adult one.
Right.
Right? So we're talking like Friday.
Yeah.
But like Hot Tub Time Machine, right? So what I was gonna what in my head, I dreamt this, and I woke up and I could remember it vividly, right? So these boys were doing like jewelry heists and shit.
What? This has got so many fucking.
So there's some gangsters from like LA.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Where's the Hot Tub Time Machine coming?
Just wait. So they're doing like jewelry heists, yeah. They go and break into this wherever. I didn't. The specifics aren't down yet. By the way.
Okay.
So they break into something to steal what they think is a fucking diamond, right? It's actually some sort of time crystal. I'm not sure, right? That again. I mean, this is a dream, right? So they steal said time crystal, transports them back in time, right? But they've still got all the shit that was in the room with them, right? So when they open this box with the time crystal, it just goes, woof, takes them back. They end up in the Caribbean on pirate times, mate. Right?
What, just in normal clothes and whatnot?
Yeah, in their full street gear, like bandanas on, all that shit, with this time crystal, but they've got like Uzis and shit like that. But and then they end up, because they're gangsters and they're not scared to shoot people, they end up like running a boat, like a pirate ship, and it becomes like a comedy adventure, but it's funny.
No, mate,
and
you've
like
lost
there's
me.
like no, because what I'm thinking
they're
is
not
like,
murking pirates. They know nothing about the seas, the seven seas.
That's all they need. Street sweeper. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then when they run out of bullets, that's it.
Because they knew how to make bullets back then. They know how to make bullets.
Oh, not to fit them guns.
No,
mate.
they know how to make bullets because they're pressing them. No, they're pressing them in themselves.
When?
In their time, and everything that's with them goes back. So they're pressing bullets still.
What? So they've took the pressing bullet machine into the place that they were robbing?
No, they robbed the place. The crystal's in a case.
Oh, and they've took it home.
They take it home to
and
the
then they
kitchen.
magically, oh no.
And then the
I'm
guns
out,
and
I'm out,
everything
I'm out.
was
It's
there.
too
And
far-fetched.
honestly, this was mate,
too
Hot Tub
far-fetched.
Time Machine.
It's more far-fetched than Hot Tub Time Machine.
Anyway, this was my mad idea, and I woke up and genuinely told Shireen this.
Oh my
I was
god!
like,
I'm surprised she didn't leave you on the
I was
spot.
like, Shireen, what do you think to this as a movie?
She had to listen to
She
that.
listened to
First thing in the morning, you have to listen to this
5:30,
bullshit
5:15, 5:15 a.m.
I'm out.
She gets it with this, and she goes, I'm going back to sleep. she didn't even. She just
didn't even acknowledge
just
it.
went.
You woken up so confident
No.
in this storyline.
And I was
This is
like,
your
this is the
Spielberg
one.
moment,
This is the
yeah.
one. And she's like,
Get out, badge.
go walk the dog. I'm going back to sleep. And I was like, all right. Like,
I'm glad you didn't text me because I'd have been like, fuck off. I'd have been like, that's it, mate. This is the last one.
this is like what goes through my head. This is what I'm trying to explain. When I send you these ideas, half of them have already been filtered by my brain. Like half the ideas I think of don't get sent to you.
Your brain's a shit filter, man. Your brain's like the pulling out method of the filter world. It's just.
It doesn't make a lot of sense what goes on in my head most of the time, mate.
But pulling out actually does work until it doesn't.
It works.
I could testify to that.
It works 50% of the time, all the time.
Yeah.
Genius. I am. So, if anyone out there is a producer, movie studio, screenwriter, script maker,
Or can link you with someone that
or
is.
could just hit me up and get me some contacts in the business, then we can take.
What's the name of it?
I didn't come up with that, but we're going to call it Bloods on the Sea.
Bloods on the Sea. Mate, it's fucked. It's
I'm
fucked.
just imagining with a Jolly Roger, but with like the filigree on, like the bandanas.
No.
A red filigree Jolly Roger running the sea. So if anyone could hit me up, we'll do business.
The budget. Oh no,
It's got to be high budget, mate.
It's not gonna happen.
I want
is
The
it?
Rock to be in it
What? You fucked it now.
as a pirate captain, or Jason Momoa.
I was a pirate captain. It's like drinking rum, loads of like weeks at sea without sustained protein, getting the Rock size. Or
Mate, doesn't matter.
we just like illogical fallacies are well out of this, aren't they?
Mate, how would a human living back in the days of Game of Thrones-esque times look like the fucking mountain?
Because he's obviously
Wouldn't
lived a good
have no
life.
food.
He got to that.
Even the rich people wouldn't have had that much food.
You don't know where he's come from. You don't know his story. You don't know his struggle.
Also, how's that giant living with the wildlings and feeding the amount of calories it'd take to fuel a giant? Because they're eating fucking scraps in the fucking
It might be
Arctic
veg.
tundra.
It might be veg.
It's not. What do you mean he's eating veg?
There's no
What,
veg
full
there, is
trees?
He was just eating people. Was he actually from there?
Yeah, one.
We don't know what's beyond the white. There might be a more
lush
luscious place on the other
rainforest.
side. Yeah.
Maybe.
Nothing to say that it's a flat Earth. Game of Thrones, like.
Could be the ice wall.
No, because there's something beyond it.
Yeah, that's just the edge. The ice wall's to stop you falling off.
What?
And there's just like a little shelf and then you drop off.
Right. I
The ice wall's not right on the edge in my flat Earth world.
Yeah, let's get out of this.
Right, no more pirates on the sea.
Yeah, this has been the Educate Apes podcast. You can get us at www.educateapes.com, at Educate Apes on Twitter, and educateapes.com, one word, on Instagram.
Educate H Production Company.
What? No, we're not making some dodgy film, mate. It's not happening. I'm out. I am Duncan Ballantyne, and I am fucking out.
Peace.
Peace.